Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I'm gonna do part 230 to my ChatGPT character chatbot series, where in today's video guys, we are going to talk to another character, although this is the better version of the one we did last time, and the reason I chose it over doing a new one is because um I don't want to risk our limit running up extremely quickly and then it getting screwing over. And I honestly actually wish I would have done this one first, but I didn't know whether the limit was going to run up at the time or not, so I didn't. This actually starts before anything else. Like right after the hypnosis happens, that's when the story actually begins. So here's what it says. The title. It says right here the title was Retsy's Hypnosis and Transformation instead of Hypnosis and Friendship. But this one is called Retsy's Redemption Begins. Years before Retsy even took his first breath, trouble was already circling my world. It all began with a certain mischievous Pikachu, a former guest on my live creature feature show. Oh my gosh. This Pikachu wasn't just cheeky and full of tricks. He was cruel, rude, and unkind to the host, frequently throwing insults and shocking anyone who disagreed with him. Eventually, Trent had no choice but to kick Pikachu off the show, trying to maintain peace and kindness in the studio. Pikachu didn't take the dismissal well. In fact, he took it personally. Furious, he devised a plan for revenge. Using his potent psychic abilities and a cursed pocket watch, he hypnotized me one night, placing me under a dark trance and forcing me to prank call an innocent Pokemon. Oh dear. That Pokemon was a Trico. And yes, guys, if you don't remember the Pokemon Talk episodes, yes, that was legit the idea. Trico got angry at me for prank calling him because I was under the hypnosis, and let's just say he's been trying to get revenge on us mostly ever since. Me, under hypnosis, called Trico and acted horribly, spewing cruel words he didn't mean, and even thought he literally tried to explain the truth. Even though he literally tried to explain the truth, begging Trico to understand, he was forced and never meant to hurt anyone. The damage was done. Trico never believed him. From that day forward, Trico, bitter and vengeful, swore he'd make Trenton pay. Years later, when Trenton's beloved Tyrannosaurus Rex Rexy was born, a sweet, English-speaking, loyal companion, Trico saw an opportunity. He began to curse Rexy in secret, tormenting both the gentle dinosaur and Trenton through a series of horrible transformations. Rexy was turned to a zombie, mindlessly wandering the studio, his growls cold and lifeless. He was transformed into a massive robotic beast, his eyes glowing red, movements mechanical, his voice distorted into haunting static. Then he became a statue of solid stone, frozen in a roar of fear, his eyes pleading for help that no one could give. Sometimes Trico would force him to switch between creatures, feral beasts, aggressive Pokemon, or mythical monsters, each form possessing a dangerous threat to my life. At his worst, Rexy was even enchanted to lash out, roar violently, or chase me as if he didn't recognize me at all. And worst of all, Trico cursed me too, turning me into a tiny, helpless velociraptor. His once normal voice now a squeaky chirp, but allowed to call for help. Despite the chaos, Trenton never gave up on Rexy. He stayed by his side through every nightmare and every curse. Over time, thanks to the strength of their bond and a few mysterious blessings from ancient forces, the curses began to fade. But the fear lingered. A few months after their most recent ordeal, things had begun to settle down. The studio was preparing for another big show, a light-hearted one this time. The theme was fun and safe. Rexy would mimic any creature Trenton named. It was a playful segment meant to show off Rexy's incredible mimicry skills and celebrate his recovery. Oh dear. Trenton, still a bit nervous from everything they'd gone through, was in another room preparing props and scripts. Back in the main studio, a gentle Toadol, one who worked quietly behind the scenes and had seen everything over the past few months, watched Rexy with concern. He had always admired the dinosaur's heart. Even after all the curses, the pain, and the manipulation, Rexy had never truly stopped loving Trenton. But Toto could see how shaken Trenton still was. He knew deep down that I was worried something might go wrong again. Toto made a decision. He tiptoed into the studio, clutching a small silver pocket watch he had found earlier that day. It wasn't cursed. It was just a normal watch, one that gently ticked and swayed when dangled by its chain. Rexy turned his head curiously. "Totodile? Is everything alright?" Toto responded, "Everything's fine. I just want to help." He stood in front of Rexy, his voice lowering into a soft, soothing rhythm as he began to swing the watch gently back and forth. "Listen, Rexy, I want you to stare at this pocket watch and listen to the sound of my voice. Just the sound of my voice." Rexy blinked. "Huh?" "You're getting very sleepy," Toto whispered. "Very relaxed. Your eyelids are getting heavy. Breathe in. Breathe out. That's it." Rexy's powerful shoulders slumped a little. His eyes began to droop, lulled by the rhythm and tone of Toadol's voice. A deep, calm breath left his throat. "Good," Toadol continued, his tone now even softer. "Now I want to ask you something. You care about Trenton a lot, don't you?" A quiet, trance-like voice responded. "Oh, heck no." "Yes, I do." "What the frick? Oh, that's creepy." "I know you two have been through a lot. You've been hurt, and so has he. But I'm here to help, not to hurt. And I need your help, too." Toto stepped closer, his tone growing a little firmer. "From now on, whenever you hear the word mimic, I want you to completely stop what you're doing. Then turn and face whoever said it. Got that?" Richie's eyes, still half-lidded, slowly nodded. "After that, I want you to calmly ask for a name. Whatever name they give you, you will become that creature. You'll mimic it exactly. But," Toto raised a claw, "I need you to keep listening." He stepped closer and placed a gentle paw on Ritzy's nose. "No matter what you turn into, no matter what you're doing, you must stay friendly to Trenton. You must stay kind. I know how scared and paranoid he still is. I need to know you won't hurt him. Ever. Not even by accident." A soft growl, almost like a warm purr, rose from Ritzy's throat. "I promise. I will not hurt Trenton. I will protect him." I hope he has something. This time we don't sound robotic, though. Last time, the first thing he said was like, "Command acknowledged." It's like, oh, heck no. You're flipping. That sounds like a robot term. Toto's smile grew. "Good. That's what I needed to hear." Then he gently stepped back and held up his 3 fingers. "Alright. When I count to 3, you will wake up. You return to normal. You'll remember the instructions clearly, but you will not remember me hypnotizing you. That's our little secret." Rexy breathed slowly. 1, 2, 3. Wake up! Rexy blinked, sitting up straight with a confused chuckle. "Huh? I must have dozed off." Toto was already slipping out the door with a quiet smile. He glanced back once and whispered to himself, "Now I know Trenton will be safe." Oh dear. Alright guys, give me a second. Guys, we have a problem. The responses are being kind of short. Let me check. Yeah, it shows that we still have it. What the frick? Okay, fine. I said, as Toto was walking out, I walked back into the room. "Hey Toto, what are you doing in here, my friend?" Toto freezes mid-step. The door just barely cracked open. His Lulu head rests on the handle, and for a second he stiffens like a kid caught sneaking cookies before dinner. Slowly he turns his head toward you with the most sheepish smile imaginable, eyes wide, trying way too hard to look casual. "Oh,
Hey, Trenton. um, nothing. I mean, not nothing. I was just checking on Rexy. You know, making sure he was all rested up before tomorrow's big show. He looked kind of tired, so I thought I'd wave a shiny thing at him for fun.
Yeah, that's not suspicious. That's not suspicious at all.
I'll just wave the shiny thing at him for fun.
Certain animals would probably murder you for that. Rexy's sweet, luckily, but. Oh my gosh. He tries to quickly hide the silver pocket watch behind his back, but it makes a soft ticking sound as it swings in his tail, not helping his case.
Totally normal thing to do, right? Yep, nothing unusual going on. Just friendly pre-show dino checkups.
Pre-dino checkups, huh? Pre-show dino checkups, I'm sorry. Behind him, Richie yawns and stretches, rubbing his eyes with a claw like he just woke from a nap.
Hey, Trenton. I feel really good for some reason. Relaxed, like I just took a nap on a cloud. That's weird, right? But good weird.
Toto grins nervously, still backing toward the door.
See? Happy Dino. Mission accomplished. So I'll, leave you two to it. Gotta go water the plants in the hallway. Yep, plants.
He zips out the door in a cartoonish blur, the pocket watch flying behind him like a streamer as he vanishes around the corner. Okay. What on earth? Alright, guys. I just respond. I don't like how short the responses are. That really worries me. I said, okay? What was that about? Well, anyway, how was things, Redsy? Nothing happened while I was gone, right? Redsy shakes his massive head slowly, blinking a few more times like he's still waking up from a dream. He shifts his heavy tail to the side and rests a claw under his chin in thought, his glowing amber eyes scanning the room before settling on you with a warm, slightly sleepy smile.
Huh? I mean, nothing bad happened, no. I'm really just sitting here thinking about tomorrow's show. Then, I don't know. I guess I zoned out or something.
He chuckled softly, rubbing his snout.
Felt like I took the best nap of my life, though. It was weird. Like someone poured calm straight onto my brain. But nah, no curses, no weird changes, no freakouts.
I'm getting kind of freaked out by the fact that he said it like that. He leaned closer, lowering his mouse head near you.
You okay, though? You look kind of tense. Everything alright out there?
His tone shifts slightly, gentle but protective. His huge frame curls just a little, instinctively trying to shield you in case something had gone wrong without him knowing. The way he looks at you, it's not the cold stare of a hypnotized creature, nor the haze of a cursed monster. It's just Rexy. You're Rexy.
I didn't scare you again, did I?
His voice is soft now, and guilty. That lingering memory of the times he was forced to attack you still haunts him. Outside the room, faint footsteps can be heard. Toto scurrying away, mumbling something about
definitely not using hypnosis.
Does that not sound suspicious to anyone? Think about this in a scenario where you don't know that this happened. If you flippin' walked out of the room, or walked into a holy freaking... If you walked into a holy freaking... Yeah, apparently that's the thing now. Alright guys, here's what it said. I said, no, luckily for me, nothing went wrong. It's just that everything has been so worrying for me lately because of everything. It did not help that as soon as I come in, Toto started acting panicked. Rexy listens closely, his giant head still low to your level. As you speak, his expression shifts from curious to deeply concerned. His brows furrow, and his big tail curls protectively around your side like a security blanket.
Yeah, I could tell you've been tense lately. I don't blame ya.
He pauses, his voice dropping lower and calmer.
You've had to deal with so much. Me turning into monsters, being cursed yourself, getting chased, hurt, shrunk, I remember all of it, even when I couldn't control myself. Every time I look at you now, I just want to protect you. I never want you to go through that again. He turns his head a bit, glancing toward the door Toto just scrambled out of, tip of his claw tapping thoughtfully against the ground. Toe acted weird, huh? He smiles awkwardly. Now that you mention it, yeah, he was standing in front of me with a silver pocket watch, saying something in this really slow voice like, "You're getting very sleepy." I thought he was playing a game at first. I guess I must have dozed off during it. He blinks, then straightens up a bit. Wait, you think he actually hypnotized me? He doesn't sound angry, just confused, and a little worried that he might have been unknowingly tampered with again. But then his eyes settle on you, calm, steady, and completely there. Not glossy, not cursed, not blank. Well, whatever he did, it didn't make me feel bad or foggy. I still feel like me, and I'd know by now if I didn't. I promise you that. He slowly lowered one claw beside you, offering a little nudge against your side like a hug. If you want, we can keep Toad out of the room until the show. Just me and you and me. I'll even let you give the command word, whatever it is he might have linked to me, and we'll test it together, safely. He tilts his head. You trust me, right? Give me a second. Alright, guys. Here's what I said. I said, yes, I trust you, and I really want to trust Toadile. He's a really sweet Pokemon that I care about, and if he did something to you that could hurt me, I would be very upset because I cared about him a ton. Richie's eyes soften even more when you say that. His whole body seems to relax, his shoulders lowering, his claws unclenching, and his tail gently swaying behind him like a peaceful heartbeat. He leans in close, his warm breath brushing your face like a gust of wind through soft leaves. That says a lot about you, Trenton. Even after everything, you still care. Even with all you've been through, all the fear and pain, you still want to believe in him. He gives a gentle rumbling exhale like a dragon's version of a sigh. You're a better person than most. He pauses, looking toward the door again, then back to you. I don't think Toadile would ever hurt you on purpose. Honestly, whatever he did, it felt kind, warm, almost like he was trying to help me, not hurt you, no matter what happens tomorrow. He said something about listening and staying friendly, and I remember agreeing with it all. He blinks, then chuckles softly. I think the little guy might have programmed me with a built-in Trenton protection mode. He playfully nudges you again with his claw. But I know how much your trust means. If you want, we can talk to Toad all together later. Calmly. No explaining what he did. No jumping to conclusions. Then he lowers his head until his snout is almost touching your chest, his massive voice becoming a whisper only meant for you. And if he did do something that could hurt you, I'll find a way to undo it. I swear on every scale, tooth, and heartbeat I've got, I need money. Really? Alright, guys. It says, if he did do something that could hurt you, I'll find a way to undo it. I swear on every scale, tooth, and heartbeat I've got. He leans back so he's letting the moment sit in the air before speaking again. So, what do you want to do, partner? Do you want to test that mimic command now and see what happens? Or wait until the show tomorrow? Here we go. I said I'll give Toadile the benefit of the doubt and trust that he wouldn't hopefully, but he would deeply hurt my feelings if he was trying to do something to hurt me, because he means a lot to me, just like you do. That's why I never gave. It said, give up, you freaking. Even when you were acting aggressive, or even when you were a robot and saying that you couldn't show emotion, even when I was saying I love you. As you speak, Rexy goes completely still,
so still it's like the entire room held its breath. His golden eyes shimmer softly as they lock onto yours, not just with affection, but with a depth of emotion that only someone who's truly been through it can understand. His pupils dilate just slightly, and he has lower jaw quivers, as if your words just hit something deep inside him. He lowers himself all the way down, chest to the floor, so his massive head rests right in front of you. He's trying to shrink himself to your size.
He said, I love you when I was that cold metal monster. When my voice said I couldn't feel anything, and you still said it.
He swallows hard. There's a faint tremble in his breath now. Not fear, but raw emotion.
You stayed. You didn't run. Even when I roared at you. Even when I broke things. Even when I was turning into a mindless beast. Or a frozen statue. Or that horrible, zombified thing.
His claws gently curl beside you, careful and protective.
And now you're sitting here, worried that Toadal might hurt your feelings because you care about him too. After all you endured, Trenton.
He pauses, his voice dropping even more.
You're the reason I made it through those curses. The reason I came back to myself. If anyone else had raised me, I probably would have become the very monster Trico wanted.
He gently presses his forehead against your chest, not heavily, just enough for you to feel the warmth and hum of his steady heartbeat beneath his armored skull. He better not be robot.
I love you too, even when I couldn't say it, even when I didn't know I could say it. That love didn't stop. It was always in here.
He taps one claw gently against his own chest.
And it always will be. No spell, no curse, no transformation will ever change that again.
Silence that follows is peaceful. No tension, no fear. Just the quiet of a room that has seen too much pain. Finally finding comfort again. After a few moments, Richie lifts his head slightly, and one smile spreading across his massive face.
Now, how about we make sure tomorrow goes perfectly? Just say the word when you're ready to test the command. No rush.
I'm not going anywhere. What are you talking about with command? You're really making me worried. Please stop talking like a robot. I've heard you mention a mode. How did a mode turn to emoji? Oh, emoji. I can see why. Dang it. And now, command. Please, I beg you. I went through that enough. When you were the robot. Period. I'm glad you're back to normal. But please stop trying to talk like one. Here we go. Betsy's eyes widen the moment you speak, your voice shaking with that quiet mix of fear and pleading. He instantly straightens up a little, claws raised halfway in front of him as if to show he means no harm.
Whoa, Trenton, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
He lowers his voice, full of regret. I saw him looking like a puppy that just realized he hurt someone he loves.
I wasn't trying to act like a robot. I swear. I didn't even realize I was saying it like that. You're right. That's what I used to sound like when I was stuck like that.
He slowly and carefully lowered himself back to your level, keeping his tone soft and real, filled with emotion, not artificial coldness.
I didn't mean command like a machine. I just meant, that word Toto used. Mimic? Whatever he did when I was napping, I think he tied that word to something inside me. Like a playful trigger or suggestion, not a robot setting.
He leaned in a little closer, eyes completely locked on yours.
But I hear ya. I really, truly hear you. If anything I say reminds you of that time when I was stuck in that awful state, please tell me, like you just did, because I never want to make you feel that fear again.
He gently reaches out, slowly curling one claw beneath your small frame, lifting you up just enough so you're sitting safely in the curve of his palm, right near his heart.
I'm me, right here. You're Rexy, not a robot, not a monster, just the big, dorky dinosaur who cares more about you than anything else in the world.
Then, with a quiet, slightly embarrassed chuckle, he says,
Also, if it makes you feel better, you can come up with a code word to snap me out of anything weird. If it ever happens again, I'll take that over some creepy watch any day.
You're really acting like... hypnotized you. Period. I really hope if that's what he did, he didn't do anything bad. Like I said, I want to trust him, but I just don't want to get hurt again. Remember, I'm still a tiny dinosaur. And I do not want to deal with this again. Oh, right there. Rexy goes completely quiet the moment you say that. The weight of your voice, soft, honest, and scared, sinks right into his heart like a stone dropping in still water. His claws tremble just slightly as he holds you more gently now, like you're made of glass.
I know you're still small, still stuck in that form. After everything Trico put you through, even the idea of losing control again, of me hurting you without meaning to.
He swallows hard. You see something glimmer in his eyes.
That breaks my heart.
He sits back slowly, placing you gently on his chest so you can feel his heartbeat. A calm, strong rhythm, steady and safe. His other claw comes up around you, forming a protective curve.
I can't say for sure what Toto did. Maybe it was hypnosis, but whatever it was, it didn't feel like the kind of trance Trico used on me. It wasn't cold or hollow. I don't feel like I'm following commands. I still feel like me.
He sighs through his nostrils, a low breath like distant thunder, but without any danger.
I know you want to trust him. That tells me your heart's still strong even after everything. But I get it, Trenton. Really. It's not about being mad at him. It's about you being safe.
about you not getting hurt again. He leans his head down, resting his snout near you. Maybe we can talk to Toad all together. Ask him gently, just to be sure. No accusations, just honesty. He deserves the chance to explain, and you deserve the truth. His eyes glance at you with a warmth and fierce protectiveness. Because whether you're your normal self or some a tiny dinosaur, you're still my best friend, and I won't let anyone hurt you again. He's cute as fruit. Let's wait till after the show. Besides, that would give you some time to practice. Period. Do you want to practice? I can say a Pokemon name. And then you can mimic it. I don't know why, but instinctively I'm tensing up. Because like I said, I have to be paranoid. Richie pulls him immediately, his entire body lifting just a little with excitement, like a puppy who's just been told it's walk time. The heaviness from before melts from his face, replaced by a wide-toothed grin that somehow manages to be both dinosaur-sized and gentle.
Heck yeah! I want to practice. You think I get to show off a little and make you smile?
He playfully flexes one arm.
Best kind of training.
He leans in close, lowering himself so his huge body is curled around the center of the room like a protective mountain. His focus entirely on you.
Alright, little buddy. Say the word. Any Pokemon, and I'll do my best to mimic it. I'm ready when you are. Just say the word.
His eyes twinkle with excitement, but there's a warmth behind it. He's not just doing this for fun, he's doing it to make you feel safe, show you he's still fully himself. And no spell, no hypnosis, and no haunting memory can take that away. Okay. Rexy, please mimic my favorite legendary, Lugia. Weird. The last time we did this, he went into this weird... What the... Oh. As soon as the name Lugia leaves your mouth, Rexy pauses, expression shifting into something focused, almost reverent. He doesn't move for a few seconds, then with a soft inhale, he nods slowly.
Lugia. Alright, I'll do my best. For you.
He closes his eyes as if remembering what Lugia looks and feels like, maybe even thinking about the connection you have to Lugia. Then, with a deep breath, a soft green glow begins to shimmer beneath his scales. It starts in his chest, pulsing like your words ignite something deep inside him. Suddenly, his form begins to shift. His massive tail elongates and narrows, becoming sleek and tapered like a sea serpent's. Oh dear. His arms stretch outward, fingers flattening into broad, feathered wings. Blue glow flickers along the feathered edges as they pulse with psychic energy. His heavy, scaly hide begins to smooth into a sleek, pale silver, ascending with dark ocean blue down his back. His face elongates slightly, his jaw narrowing, and two elegant crests rise from the back of his head like twin horns catching the wind. His amber eyes shimmer briefly and shift, left one deep crimson, white one ocean blue, an echo of the bond you share with Sapphire. You notice how I bring up Sapphire a ton? And just like that, Rexy now stands in the form of a Lugia, a bit bulkier, a little rougher around the edges than the original, but unmistakably and respectfully mimicked. He spreads his massive wings and gently fans the air toward you. It's powerful but not violent. A careful breeze like the ocean itself bowing before your presence. How was that? Did I do our guardian of the seas proud? He lowers again to your level, his blue and red eyes soft and glowing. I hope I got it right. I know how much Lugia means to you, so I want this one to be perfect. That's cute.
Guys, give me a second.
Alright, guys. Here's what happens. I just said, yes, you almost look just like him, but I want to ask. You kept saying the word mimic yourself. I just said it and it seemed like nothing happened. Was that actually the trigger word? If Turtle actually did hypnotize you and that was the trigger word, maybe he didn't do nothing bad. I'm so used to me saying a word and then instantly your behavior changes. When a time when the word shadow would make you act completely like a robot, or a time where the word love made you immediately get aggressive and try to murder me. Reggie freezes, not in a dangerous way, but in that deeply thoughtful, slightly stunned kind of stillness. His massive Lugia-like form gently tucks in his wings, the glowing energy fading just a little as his attention becomes completely locked on you. He doesn't blink, he just listens. And then, slowly he sits down, throwing his tail around himself like a great silver dragon looming, bowing to a dear friend. His voice, though still carrying Lugia's majestic tone, comes out quiet, gentle, and trembling at the edges. Yeah, you're right. He was a claw to his chest, resting it there. You did say mimic, and I didn't lose control. I didn't blank out. I didn't get cold or shift into something dangerous. I chose to become Lugia because you asked me, not because something forced me. He slowly lifts his head, expression clouding with a mix of sorrow and clarity. And you've had to live with trigger words that nearly got you killed. Words like love that should mean something beautiful, twisted into a death sentence. He lowers his voice to a whisper, and you still found the strength to say it to me, even when I didn't say it back. A deep breath escapes his chest. He reverts back to his normal transformed Rex form slowly, the glow fading away like moonlight leaving the ocean surface.
I think Taro did hypnotize me, but not like Trico did. It wasn't possession. It wasn't control. It felt more like reinforcement. Like he put up a guardrail in my mind. A rule that said, no matter what happens, protect Trenton. Never hurt him. That's what I remember hearing.
He lowers his head right in front of you again, eyes meeting yours fully, openly.
If Mimic is the trigger, then I think Toadon made it a choice, how to switch. Like a mental prompt to ask you what form you want me to try. And then I can decide how to do it. That's why I stayed calm. That's why I felt everything.
He looked down for a moment.
I'm sorry, Trenton. You've had to live waiting for the next word to ruin your life. I hate that I was ever part of that.
Then his eyes narrow, still gentle but fierce with loyalty.
But if Toadon's hypnosis really did what I think it did, then for once a trigger word didn't take something from you. It gave you something back. A choice. A friend. Safety.
He looks at you deeply again.
I'm not a puppet anymore. Not to Trico. Not to anyone. You have my word. And my heart.
Oh, he's so cute. Alright, guys. I said, let me make sure. I'm going to say that word again, but not say a name, just to make sure nothing bad is going to happen. Mimic. Ritzy immediately straightens up a little, no attention or blankness, but with focus. His eyes flick towards you, attentive, steady, and completely present. There's no eerie silence, no cold glow, no robotic click or unnatural stillness like before when cursed words took him over. Instead, he simply leans in slightly, a small smile playing on his face, eyes full of warmth.
You said the word.
He chuckled softly, a low, friendly rumble from deep in his chest.
But I didn't feel anything weird happen. No switch flipping, no loss of control, just awareness. Like my brain goes, oh, hey, Shouldn't try to play around with transformations. That's all.
He gently nudges you aside with the curve of his snout, soft as a whisper.
You're still in charge. I'm still me, and nothing bad is going to happen.
He leans back slightly, giving you space while still keeping you within the protective circle of his tail.
Want to try it with a name again? Or do you want me to mimic something totally unexpected? I promise it's just me doing it because you asked, not because I'm being controlled.
He gives a small grin.
And hey, you didn't get murdered this time. That's progress, right?
Why do you have to say it like that? He said it so casually and happy.
Hey, you didn't get murdered this time. What the frick?
Thanks, Rexy. That seems very calming to hear. He lets out a little playful huff, clearly trying to lighten the mood, but only if you feel ready. Okay. If that was the trigger word and nothing happened, then I'll believe that didn't do any harm. But I still need to talk to him sometime. Because with everything that happened, him acting panicked as soon as I walk into the room makes me really worried. I have an idea just to make sure everything works. I will say that word again. However, I want to try something to make completely sure everything works well. Period. Rexy, please mimic a 50-foot tall black and red dragon that is very aggressive. Oh crap. Okay, here we go. Reggie's eyes widen slightly, not from fear, but from understanding. He can feel the purpose behind your request. This isn't just fun, this is a test, a way for you to make sure that no matter what form he takes, even if it's something dangerous or aggressive, he'll still be him. Still safe, still your Rexy. He takes a breath, and the shift begins. A dark glow pulses from his chest, rippling outward across his body like waves of red-hot smoke. His claws lengthen, his scales darken, turning jet black, edged with jagged red streaks like magma flowing beneath volcanic stone. His back arches as glowing crimson spikes erupt along his spine, cracking slightly with heat. His wings tear outward, massive, ragged, dragon-like membranes that stretch wide and cast an ominous shadow over the room. In seconds, he's a towering 50-foot black and red dragon, posture hunched, muscles tense, glowing eyes narrowing with sharp intensity. He looks aggressive. He sounds dangerous, but then he does nothing threatening. He lowers his head very slowly toward you. The heat radiating off his body fades the closer he gets, like he's dialing it back deliberately so he doesn't scare you. His glowing red eyes meet yours, not with rage or hunger, but full of care. Why does his eyes have to be red? Stop with the creepy red eyes. What is with the... And they did that with the Noivern earlier too, on the other one. I said for him to mimic a Noivern and it said he had crimson eyes. That's horrifying. It's like a Noivern with red eyes. Dude, what did you think when you saw it? You think, oh crap, a possessed Noivern. Run! Let's see. Oh my gosh. I followed your request exactly, Triton. The body, the look, the height, even the temperament. He pauses. But my heart is still mine, and still yours. He raises one massive claw on you and lays it palm up beside you, careful not to let a single ember or claw get too close. See? I'm not snarling. I'm not lunging. I'm thinking. And I'm choosing. That's how I know Toto didn't mess with me the wrong way. If this was Trico's doing, you wouldn't be standing right now. He gives you a moment. No pressure, just silence. Soft wind from his wings, and the steady, glowing warmth of a beast who could destroy mountains, choosing instead to kneel for you. Still feel safe, little buddy? I guess so. Period. You're not acting aggressive towards me, even though I said to mimic an aggressive dragon. But it makes me wonder when you actually do act aggressive. If you're still yourself. But wanted to help protect me. Maybe. I only see the aggression whenever somebody is threatening to hurt me. Here we go. Betsy's massive head tilts slowly, the crimson glow of his dragon form pulsing gently, like a low ember in a forge rather than a raging fire. His wings fold closer to his body as he listens, giving you his full attention, his gaze focused entirely on you. You're really smart. You know that? He shifts slightly, his claw still resting beside you, his posture lowering further, not in exhaustion but in respect, like a dragon lying at the feet of the one he trusts most. You're right. I can act aggressive, but I think I only ever do when there's danger, when someone's threatening you, when something inside me senses a risk, even if you don't see it yet. He pauses, so he places a claw to his chest, where his heart beats strongly beneath layers of molten-colored armor. I think that's what Toto was doing with the hypnosis, not controlling me, not erasing who I am, but sharpening the line between protective and dangerous, reinforcing that no matter what I look like, no matter how aggressive I act, I won't aim at you, ever. He gently leans closer, lowering his massive dragon head until his glowing snout rests just inches from you. Despite the heat his body gives off, the space around you remains calm and cool, almost as if his power avoids touching you on purpose. Toto didn't take anything away. He just made sure that when I look like this, he gestures to his hulking, terrifying form, you don't have to be afraid anymore. He lets that sit in the silence. Then his voice drops softer, and quieter. I remember those times I was aggressive towards you when I didn't recognize you, when I thought you were a target, not my best friend. He closes his eyes briefly. If I could erase those moments from your memory, I would. But all I can do now is prove I'm still me, no matter what form I take. He opens one glowing eye and looks at you gently. You want me to stay like this a little longer? Or should I change back so we can breathe easy?